Alright guys, today's December 9th. We're going to buy a second kayak for me. You see in all these videos prior to this one, I'm in a 2011 Hobie Outback. It's a great boat. I have no real complaints against it, but I do want a faster boat and to chase down like stripers, albacore, all that stuff. I see guys on the faster boats and I just can't keep up with them on the Outback, so I want to have a second option. But I see a lot of comments in the section all year and the suggestion box video. People want information about kayaks. I'm not the expert here, but we're going to see Theo at Three Bells Outfitters. I'm going to ask him a bunch of questions about a lot of different boats. I know what boat I want already, but doesn't mean we're not going to glance over all the different boats and see, you know, what is the average person that ends up buying like a pro angler. Let's check back in. I got like a 2-hour drive. I'm a little under the weather, so I'm a little congested, so I'm sorry if I can't enunciate certain words too well, but it is what it is. All right, let me get to the highway and we'll take it from there. Should be up there by 1 o'clock, so should be a fun day. About 5 traffic accidents later, half a dozen tolls. I've arrived to the fine state of Connecticut. It might even be my kayak hanging in that window right there, so let's see. Looking good. It's got all the Hobie accessories too. Alright, so I'm down here at Three Bells Outfitters in Connecticut. Theo's the shop manager here. So I know what boat I ended up taking, but they have the full line of Hobie, full Hobie fleet here from the Pro Anglers, Revolutions, Outbacks. I have my experience in these boats, but you're selling these, you know, all day and you know, all different types of customers. So a lot of people on this channel, they see me in that red Outback for years. I've selected this, and we'll get into a second why I ended up selecting this, but walk me through all the Hobie options and who ends up picking it. So let's go through that first. That's the first thing I want to do.
Yeah. Well, like I like saying, Hobie makes the best in every department.
Mm-hmm.
You know, be it what you're getting in the Rev 16, which is the best, fast, sleekest boat out there. If you want to get on fish, you have ADD fish. Hit a spot, wait, nothing's happening, need to move to another spot. It's the boat. I mean, but you have to 100% be on top of your game. You don't want to be sideswiped.
For the record, this is the second boat I decided to add to my fleet for my own personal use. Yep. And that's going to be because I'm chasing fish that move, you know, 10 miles an hour at times, super fast moving fish. False albacore fall into that category.
Yeah.
However, it's not for everyone. I'm still gonna be on my Outback for a lot of different uses. So, you know, this is for that fast moving blitz fishing stuff, and I want to be able to keep up. And I've seen how fast guys go on this particular boat. But let's talk about, you know, I don't have any experience on the Pro Angler, so I want to hear about why guys, you know, what the type of fisheries they're usually picking them out for, the customer profile, and who should be looking at the Pro Angler, because a lot of people do love this boat. So I want to.
It is the flagship boat from Hobie. We love the Pro Angler. It does everything well. Mm-hmm. It's not like you can't go out into the sound in it, mm-hmm. But it's not a fast, nimble boat. It's the boat for 12, 14, 16. We have guys in the team 18-hour stretches, and you get up and stretch. You can walk around. You can move around the boat. But she's a much heavier boat. She's definitely not a boat for a 2 to 3 hour session. Mm-hmm. She's a boat when you're going out there all day. And she's by far the most stable boat, 38 inches wide. You know, this is the 12 foot long model. We absolutely adore the Pro Angler. It's what really put Hobie, made him king of the fishing market in the lakes down south. Yeah, it's the Pro Angler, it's the flagship. A lot of storage, a lot of buoyancy.
Looking at this boat, I could tell like this is like, it's already, you know, you can stand up in this already. I've been in this boat before once, and yeah, you can stand in this boat. You can, you know, treat it. Yeah, you can treat it like your skiff. You know, if you're used to having a skiff, you could treat it like a skiff basically, and you could stand up on it and, you know, move around a little bit more on it. Yep. Like what I'm going to be in right now. I'm planted in that seat and I'm in that seat. Yep. But this, you can definitely make those moves on that. That's cool.
You said it really well, Elias. To a lot of people, this is a small bass boat. It's what it is, but with no registration, no taxation, which we absolutely love.
All right, so here's the Outback. This is what I've been on for since the dawn of time, it feels like. But it's a really cool boat. It's very much, I call it, it's like the Swiss Army knife of the kayaks. You know, it's got storage. This is one of the main reasons I took it over the years, is because I'm just such a messy fisherman sometimes. You know, I'm dumping bucktails and hooks and, you know, sinkers, you name it. Everything's getting scattered all over here. And it's, you know, it was my first Hobie, and the stability, I was totally comfortable with the stability of this boat at the time, before I had years and, you know, a few more years of experience and exposure in kayaks, until I said, okay, now I'm, you know, ready for something a little faster and narrower. And Dale, tell me, like, who ends up, is this still the best seller?
It is. You know, like you said, it's the Swiss Army knife of kayaks.
Yeah.
It does everything really, really well. You can go out in the sound, you can cut some waves, you can burst it up to 6 knots. Yeah, you have the storage, like you said, you can have little jiggity-jank lures and stuff tossed around. To add extra storage on this one. You know,
Look at that, that's new.
No, this is the square hatch. We do this ourselves.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Wow. So
We take the PA hatch, we put it in because guys have been going out there for 8, 10, 12 hours. They need extra stuff, and it's right there.
yeah, that's something I've done plenty of, even on my old Outback. Has been out there hours and hours and hours.
But it is a sloppy boat, like I call it. If you notice, like the bow on your boat is meant to cut through waves.
Correct.
You know, and you're trying to get through a big wave. This one, you know, wave come in.
You bounce on the waves a little more, and you take some splash.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's no big deal, absolutely not. But like, in terms of really, like, if you're out there and slop all day, yeah.
Slop comes in,
But
slop goes out.
here's one big benefit I gotta say about this boat versus the new boat I'm taking. This one's a little bit better in fishing tight structure, because it turns on a real narrow dime. So if you find yourself being like a fisherman that's always in pilings, fishing that side of stuff, this smaller and shorter boat, that's a big difference to me. The longer boats have a really wide turning radius, so by the time you come back around, you might miss your spot. If you're doing really precise bottom fishing and you're on really tiny structures, this is what I'm still going to absolutely 100% be using my old boat for, because it's just I can make these tight maneuvers a little bit better and a little more nimbly than the Revolution, which is that longer and has a big wide swing. So in terms of like my bottom fishing, I'm still going to be definitely gravitating towards this. All right, so I ended up with the Revo 16. There are other Revo options out there. Revo is short for Hobie Revolution. The other one that's pretty, that's out here that's kind of cool, it's this Revolution 11. And it's definitely the shorter of the boats. And Theo, why would somebody be getting the 11 or the 13 over going with the 16, you know, the longest of them?
Well, the 16 is like the polar opposite of this boat. She is very narrow. She is very fast.
Okay.
But she's, I mean, for the space challenged, vertically challenged, 5'4" and below.
So shorter, okay.
A shorter person, yeah. It doesn't have the capacity. It only comes in at 64 pounds, actually, to take the drive and the seat off. So, I mean, you can toss them on top of a compact vehicle if you just have quick sessions of, you know, an hour or two.
Got it. And the 16 versus, I mean, I guess you start getting closer to those features of the 16 with the 13-foot one.
Yeah, the 11 is an oddity. It's probably 1% of my market.
Okay.
Female, teenagers, stuff like that. The 13 is the bread and butter. And the red.
Which has been around forever, yep. And I've had, you know, it's been probably the most popular boat in New York, I'd say. In the New York, Long Island area.
Absolutely. The 16 is kind of making huge inroads right now.
Yep.
But the 13, it's a long boat.
Yeah.
It is a long
It is a long boat. And storage is, if you know, I do have the storage, I do have the option of storage for that boat, but yeah, storage is an issue. So cool, man. Three base models now?
There's the 3 base models.
And then there's variations of the base models.
Yep, and then after that you fall into the tandems.
Into the tandems. And I don't, you know, that's with 2 people in a kayak. And I'm sure there's, you know, guys who master that too. I have no experience in that. I don't know anybody who fishes on the tandems, but I'm sure there's quite a bit of refinement to them. So that's pretty cool. I mean, there's plenty, you know, there's a lot of choices to make and a lot of different modifications you could do. It's like the ultimate Lego set you can do with these kayaks. You can really just mess around with them however you want. They have so many accessories, live wells, crates, all different types of rod holders, camera mounts, sailing systems, and you know, it's great. You can learn as you go with them and add new things to it, so that's pretty cool too. All right, Theo, tell me about this shop here. This is my first time up here, so I'm not really, I don't know too much about the Connecticut shops. I know there's a huge kayak fishing community in Connecticut, and probably getting bigger and bigger constantly, I'd imagine, just like in New York. But tell me about the shop up here. How long have you been open? You know, who's your main customer?
Well, we've been a Hobie dealer since 2012. We've had a dedicated kayak fishing team.
4 years?
Yeah, for a few years now. We actually have some Hobie regional members. And the best part about our shop is, which you didn't get to see today because it's mid-December, our experience, but we're right on the water.
Cool, so demoing.
Yeah, we have every model in the demo. That made it a point as well, even the PA-17 tandem.
But what is the average customer? Fisherman?
95% fisherman. My average customer is actually already a kayak fisherman. He's been fishing in a tarpon, he's been fishing and something else, and he's been outfished in a Hobie all day. He's a guy next to him going out, like you just getting a red.
Yeah, no, that's you know, that's interesting because it makes a lot of sense because I started off in a Cobra.
Yep.
And I fished on a paddle kayak for 3 years. I caught a lot of fish on that kayak. I am not knocking that paddle kayak. It was a great kayak, but still at the end of the day, I saw the potential of what a pedal drive system kayak can do. And I'm not knocking paddle kayaks one bit, and they caught tons of fish on that, but it brought it to another level. And that makes sense that you go from, you have a lot of guys that came in as once upon a time, the paddle kayaks are now looking to upgrade to the Hobies finally.
So it's not species specific. That person is in the lake fishing trout. That person is out there like striped bass. That's fishing structure. It's just a question that they're ready to bump it up to the next level.
Cool. Wrapped up over here. Kayak's basically outfitted. We put some gear tracks for rod holders. Put my fish finder mount on it. But that's all the mods I did to it. So I don't go crazy with the the aftermarket mods in general. I just like to keep it a little more on the simple side. But everybody does their own thing. That's my opinion, and it's opinion based. But wrapped up over here. Sun sets early this time of year. So Theo, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. This is great. I mean, it was great to get I'm really looking forward to getting on this new boat. Anyone in the area, I definitely recommend checking out this shop. This is like the Hobie playground for the Northeast. It was a great experience, very delighted. A lot of cool accessories. If I lived close by, I'd be over here every week picking out some new stuff and spending a lot of money. But this is going to be a great season with this Revo. I'm really looking forward to getting in it. And hopefully videos for 2017 are going to be awesome with it too. So once again, thanks to Theo and this new kayak. I'm ready to go. So time to hit that drive back to Brooklyn and get out of here. So we'll catch you next time, guys.